My phone would go off right when I get started live, so I apologize for whoever it is that's texting me. Again, for newcomers, when I do warning, whenever I do that hashtag perspective reading, is more about research than it is about passing a word out to the collective, so to speak. This is the internal shit that I'm dissecting and witnessing in others. Like realistically, a lot of people fell prey to their traumas today, which now we just slid off into Saturday. On Friday, the day after the full moon, a lot of people fell prey to their traumas. If you find any disrespect in this, grow up. I don't have any apologies to offer to anybody. If you know that there's something going on in your mind, but you make concessions for it on why you hold on to it, and then make justifications on why you're going to address it later, or you're going to use that energy for why you're going to act a certain way later, responsibility. It's you. I ran into a lot of people who are traumatized based off of, and I even see some patterns within myself, based off of what you see the collective doing. Like these motherfuckers still out here buying this fear. So now the fact that they're buying the fear and is keeping this whole corona bullshit going now has a effect on you because you have to sit still. You understand? And it's not that you're sitting still and doing inner work. I'm just saying in the general sense of our daily lives have been placed on hold because of a select amount of people who can't hold themselves together. You dangled the fruit in front of them and they jumped on it and poof. Hey Sheila. So again, I've watched people be triggered by a lot of different shit. And again, what I'm saying is, before I get into the meat part that is really for me, since there's an audience coming in here, what I'm saying is, if you know that something fucks with you, if you know that something triggers you and fuck with you, why do you make condonement for how you're going to stay bigger than the trigger than putting the fucking gun down? Put the fucking gun down. Don't let shit trigger you. Don't have a sickness within you that is only as well as you are. It is only as well as the collective is. You understand what I'm saying? If everybody doing good, I'm fine. The minute somebody act up, now I got to go into work mode of either breaking myself down and becoming responsive to them, or I can stay responsible to me and start paying attention to what outside of me is fucking with the inside of me. Because I can say this shit till I turn blue and purple in the fucking face. Everything outside of you is you. I'm sorry if we have been tricked and trapped into this level of fucking reality so long that your amnesia won't allow for you to honor that. But at the same time, you can dishonor what I'm saying, but continue to live your fucking lie. And yet your lie won't let you have peace. So at some point, you have to say, holy shit, maybe I need to do a better assessment. Don't buy my reality, because even my reality ain't real. So don't buy my reality, but if you have a trauma that triggers you, and you make peace with your trigger as you learn to survive, your fuckery. Your fuckery. So, I mean, that's really all I'm going to say on that is we got to stop all this bullshit. It's okay to be triggered. And it's okay. It takes time to heal from my traumas. Who creates time? Who creates time? You do. I'm not calling on names, and I hope this doesn't become disrespectful for the specific people, but I know people who have encountered loss, death, things like that, and then they get chastised for healing because so-and-so says, no, it's going to take more time for you. You see, you still in your grief cycle. You still grieving, and it just ain't hit you yet. And you fucking Jedi mind trick yourself and say, you know what, maybe I am just not grieving. When your mind may have already been at that level to just say, hey, transition. This was a transition, and even if you're not an ancestral person and say, you know what, they left that vessel, but they're now with me in the ancestral realm, even if you're a Christian, if you run into the notion of death and somebody with you die, and it doesn't affect you on a level to where now you just running around and all this other bullshit that we like to do. And again, like I said, if you get offended, fuck you, you'll be all right. If you're not running around crying because you process it different, but now everybody else around you wants you crying because they don't know how to process it. Why? Because they're trauma nurturing motherfuckers. Then you start feeling sick because their sickness is what they think is healing. See, you have to let this out, girl. You need to cry this over. See, you need to take time. I already took time. I processed it. I miss them, but guess what? They're still here. Poop. So, we're a trauma-based society. We are a condoning ass society of bullshit. We really are. And then when the traumas touch us a certain way, such as all the bullshit that's going on out here that happens not only every day, but happens every year in a mass scale that's designed to pull your fucking energy, we do it anyway. They kill somebody every fucking year. Every year around this time, it's the same old shit. Why? Because it's a known trauma. Stir the masses. Even if you're not a fucking conspiracy theorist, do your fucking research. Every year around the same time, there's a major noticeable death, although death is every fucking day. Why? Because then the system that you learn to survive under becomes highlighted. They still doing this to us. You still in the system. So the system gets your energy because your trauma is stuck in the system. So now the system gets to act up. Get the fuck out the trauma. And you break the fucking system. Get the fuck out of the cycle. And there's nothing else that can fucking take your energy. See, your trigger is the fucking system. But it's all we got. So now that's an allowance, a condonement, and an acceptance of your trauma and your trigger. You're waiting to get shot. You're waiting to get shot. Only what do? They shoot somebody else, but since you already are carrying that trigger, it affects you too. You have to fucking get into a safer fucking environment. The safest fucking environment is in here though. Yeah, we're out here tangibly manifested as humans. So again, you'll hear me say this all the time. Even your fucking illusion has a level of reality. Ouch. I'm still here. So if I'm projecting myself as being here and playing this role of being a human, I might want to get around some motherfuckers who know they're human too. I might want to get around my tribe who are manifesting themselves into their greatest forms and not motherfuckers who are stuck in what they've been taught to be. Or else you just get a hodgepodge of fucking energy and then everybody's fucked. So enough rambling about that. What I came into earlier realization within myself was in watching everybody else's traumas and possibly seeing my trauma not only as my own individual piece of source, but as a reflection source of all things. That's a real role I play. I don't expect you to understand it. So as a piece of you being wrapped up in me, I see your fucking traumas too. And I witnessed them on another level today to where it was like, trauma don't want to let go. And I understand it because I've been telling you for a while, we birthed something. I told you all April, they're using our fucking energy. We finna manifest something. April, poof, we manifested a newer layer of fucking consciousness, a consciousness shift. This full moon on the 6 and 7, 6 and 7, the unlimited foundation of probabilities and possibilities that you're gonna love. What do we love? Trauma. So on 6 and 7, this last flower moon of Scorpio, Scorpio's a death moon. Death is life. They had to seal the deal. So the energy is settling down on today. Those of you who are mothers, don't you have pain after you give birth? Aren't you emotional? Don't you go into postpartum? Aren't you real irritable? This planet is in fucking postpartum. I'm sorry if you can't fucking embrace that. But this planet is in postpartum. Motherfuckers are acting out postpartum like symptoms today. Traumatized. Mother's Day coming. I don't want to deal with it. My mama did. I don't want to do this. Everybody got something going on with them that makes them embrace their triggers and their traumas but not fix them. Why? Because it's better for me to nurture what's going on within me. Then, as long as I'm nurturing what's going on with me, then I know I need to protect me against you. But remember, you out there are me. So as long as I'm holding embattled energy within me, I'm going to always find a fight in you. That's a bully. That's the same problem. Like you see all these movies, it's like, well, if you get to know the bully, you might find out that they were just hurt too. You goddamn right. Most of them are hurt, so then they need to abuse somebody else because there's an abuse within them.